host of the Proud to be a Coastie podcast, and on today's pod we have North Lakes United Junior Rugby Club. They are home of the Pirates, and I'm joined here with Brad Young, Steve Tubner and Stacey Wilson. So sit back, relax and enjoy the pod. Now I'm here with the North Lakes Pirate Rugby Club. I'm joined by Brad Young, Steve Tubner and Stacey Wilson. Thanks for joining us, guys. How are you today?
Fantastic.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, no worries. No worries at all. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on. Are you able to introduce yourself and give us a bit of a background of your connection to the rugby club?
Okay, I'm Brad. I'm the junior president. I've been involved with the club for too long, and I've been the junior pres now for 10 years. This is my 10th year.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I'll get a gold watch, you watch. So that's my job. We've got Steve over here, director of coaching. I'll let him tell you what he does for a job in the club.
Yeah. I first came to the club 23 years ago.
Oh, wow. So you've been around for a while.
Played league for 7 years and then come to rugby when I was 17. And in that year, in 1998, it was a good year to join the club because that's the year they won the first grade premiership, and they haven't won it since. Close last year, but not quite there. And in that first grade team, I think I had 3 players that were coaching my side. So having those players around kind of hooked me into the club, and I never left. So played 2 years at under-19s, made one grand final, and we lost that grand final by 1 point.
Oh, spewing.
Yeah, I know. It was the only one we made too. So then played first grade in 2001, semi-finals then, and then played first grade for 6 years. Coached a year in first grade when I was 27, unfortunately.
Were you coaching and playing? Or?
No, well, I done my ACL in my knee the year before.
Ooh,
so
brutal.
I was out for the year, so they kind of put me up to coach. And then, just on and off playing, committee member in the seniors. And then, 7 years ago, my eldest boy was old enough to play, and here we are. I haven't left. Yeah.
Seems like it runs in the family.
Yeah, yeah. And then, now it's coaching, club coach, committee member.
So no more playing these days?
Nah, no more playing. The body doesn't like it. So it's just purely all for the kids now. And, enjoy that a bit more. Works a bit easier during the week. Not playing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And what about you, Stacey?
I came into the club through my husband, who actually played with Steve back in the day. His family been involved since his parents, his grandparents. That's how far they've been in the club for.
How long's the club been around for then?
Oh gosh, dates.
40 years plus.
Yeah.
They're a founding club. So, like you've had a few, the Rammies, they were blow-ins, Warnervale blow-ins, but clubs like ours, Gosford, founding clubs. So, we've been around for over 40 years now.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Still going strong too.
Yeah. So it's just a great club. Like the same as Steve. Like, just came in with my husband, just spectating. He still plays today, and now my son plays as well. So, the
whole family's involved. You're
Yeah.
playing, hubby's playing, son's playing.
Yeah.
How do you have time on the weekend?
Oh, it's just rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just same, never left. We just love the club, and just want it to continue. Yeah.
Awesome. So are you able to give us a bit of an overview on the club? Tell us a little bit about the culture, where the home oval is, your team colours, your biggest rivalry, that kind of thing?
Okay, so our oval is Slade Park down at Budgie, and probably our biggest rival would be Warnervale, but lately it's become Avoca, I believe. Like, they're very competitive down there, and we sort of have great tussles with them because they have a similar sort of culture to us, where it's not always about winning, it's about enjoyment, and that's why I believe we are successful, because family-based club, as you can hear from these two,
Yeah.
and the culture's fantastic there. So none of this make the A's, make the B's team. Everyone's welcome. Little girls are welcome. Little boys are welcome. You're welcome to start at 5 and we'll find a job for you. Doesn't matter what shape you are, we'll find a job for you.
So super inclusive of everyone.
Very inclusive.
Awesome. So what are your team colours?
Red and black, tradition.
Well, it's pretty much red, white, black, yellow, and green.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, nice.
yeah, and touching
Kind
on
of like
that,
Rasta colours, eh?
yeah,
Yeah, Mum.
yeah. So yeah, touching on that biggest rivalry, I'd definitely say Warnervale. Because coming up through the seniors, it was the local derby. It was the one we all wanted to play. And I know it's the same for Warnervale. They love playing us. And for my kids, my under 12 haven't played Warnervale yet because they haven't got our age, but all the other kids, they love to go to Warnervale and play against Warnervale. So it's a good rivalry.
Yeah.
And a healthy one as well.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what happened back in the day? So you've had juniors and you've had seniors. Do you have juniors and seniors currently? Have you always had juniors and seniors in your comp?
Okay, so about 8 years ago, no juniors. So always had seniors play. Seniors had a name change to the Lakes. They were formerly North Lakes. So they changed to the Lakes. With the help of Steve's wife, Krista, she went and just punished the primary school, attracted a heap of kids. We've got a really good culture there, nice people, attract nice people. So 7 years ago, we started, just baby steps, kept throwing in under 7 sides. That's all we were fielding. Now we've moved up, we've got them up to under 12s now.
Yeah, so the first year we had was myself, my best mate, who also played in the 17s with me. His kid played, another stalwart of the club, Jackie Carroll, which is pretty much part of Stacey's husband's family. Her and her son played, and we just got together and chucked the team together. We got 10 kids that first year. And then, we pretty much, with Brad, we said, well, if we're going to have a crack at building the club, we've got to try and form a committee. And we formed the committee. And then the following year, so the first year we had 10 kids. Second year was 36. And it's just kept growing and growing to, I think it was 150 last year. So,
Yeah, wow.
Our highest junior numbers in our club's history.
Yeah, it was, I think back in 2012 they had 114. And then, last year, 150.
So what do you think was the big turning point for the club? Like, what do you think got you to where you are today?
It was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
So as Brad said, my wife Krista, my best mate Scott, his wife Kerry, they pretty much, we'd never done anything like this before to run a club, so they were learning from scratch. It was pretty much a part-time job for those two, because I had jobs to do, but she pretty much done all my jobs for me. And just hard work from those committee members, and as Brad said, making it fun for the kids, making it enjoyable.
Yeah. So you got a really dedicated committee as well.
For sure. Yeah.
It's the love of the club. What the club means to everyone. Everyone's
Supportive.
not related, but we've got a connection amongst everyone. It's the love of the club and what it means to everyone.
Yeah, it's really nice to be a part of something as well, especially in your local community, just knowing that you're a part of this team, that you've got all these people that have your back, your kids have got friends, you've got friends, it's just such a positive thing. So you've got a really dedicated committee now who've really brought the club to where you are today. What happened during COVID last year and how did that impact, the club and playing?
We were lucky, actually, because a lot of other sports folded their competitions. Our sport persevered with the season, shortened season, of course, but persevered with one. Did affect our, and all clubs, their income through canteen because we couldn't have spectators at different games and things like that. So I think all sporting clubs took a hit through COVID. Sponsorship, people didn't have money to give to clubs, so we were lucky that we had a season. Unlucky we didn't make any money though.
Yeah. I guess it's not necessarily about making money, but you need to have money to invest back into the club to keep it going for the years to come, to attract more, kids, people part of the community and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right, because our first 3 years we done free rego for all our kids. So that was another way we built the club to attract people that had no idea what rugby was, but they seen free rego and thought, we'll go and give it a go.
That's such a great incentive as well. Obviously, not everyone's blessed to have such a healthy bank account to be able to afford their kids to join. And it's just nice that you're able to recognise that and really lower those barriers to entry and have it open to anyone who wants to come and have a kick around and join.
Yeah, that's right. And we still do that to this day for our under sevens. So any under sevens that come are free. So free. And under sevens and under sixes.
Free rego. So you hear that now. Yep. You heard it here. If you do want to register and your child is under 6 or 7, definitely get in touch. They're doing free rego. Yep. As well as I believe that you guys are using the Active Kids vouchers as well to help your club.
Yeah, so for the older kids that are above 7, bring your Active Sports voucher, bring $20, we'll give you shorts, socks, and get you on for a year having a run.
Isn't that just amazing? $20.
That's with your Active.
And the Active Kids.
Yeah.
What's the catch? You're never going to leave. That's the catch.
Yeah, you'll get addicted.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So shorts, socks, boots, all that kind of stuff is included, or?
We have a system there where we recycle boots. So if your child grows out of their boots, like they do, children grow out of shoes every year, you can donate them to what we call the boot box. And if you don't have boots, you can help yourself to the boot box. Free boots.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So free boots, free rego for some, or $20 rego. It's just amazing. It's not necessarily about the money.
No, this is why sponsorship's important to us, because we try to keep the cost to a bare minimum for parents and players. And this is why we need sponsorship.
Are you able to give us a bit more info about the sponsorships that you do have available?
Steve?
I handed over the sponsorship a couple of years ago to our Vice President, Shane. So he's in control of that now. He's done a great job this year. He's got the most we've ever got, which is helping us to keep rego free. Because not only that, we have to pay for our ground fees, light fees, all those other fees that people don't see, that the sponsorship helps to do that.
And what about, does the committee members get paid any money? Has anyone paid at all?
No. We might get a free club shirt. That's about it if we're lucky.
Got us shirt.
So everything, 100% of all the funds that are raised through sponsorship go directly back into the club.
Correct.
Yeah, just to the kids. Keep rego down so we can get as many kids playing rugby as possible, because growing up playing team sports, I've got so many friends for life just through playing a team sport. So if we can get kids playing rugby and get the same values that I got out of playing a team sport, it's mission accomplished, I think.
Yeah, and definitely in this day and age as well, you see so many kids that are just addicted to phone screens, computers, video games. I know that, back in the day when I was growing up, it was a lot more playing outside, team sports and whatnot. But then in this day and age, a lot of the kids are retreating and staying inside. So it's nice to have, a bit of an incentive to get outside and get running around and be part of a team.
Yeah, that and great role models. Our coaching staff, fantastic role models. So for some kids that don't, for instance, have a father figure in their life, they come along and they get that as well out of sport. People don't realise that.
That's actually huge and so important, especially, you know, for single mothers out there who, you know, the child may not have a male role model and a positive role model as well.
Correct. Yeah, they're fantastic blokes. All our coaches and women. We've got women coaching there as well. So, yeah, fantastic role models for these young people.
Yeah, well, it's same on the flip side, I guess, for females as well. If, you know, males really do kind of connect to sport, you know, it's the classic dad role. Come watch the telly, the footy's on or whatever. But perhaps they're a single father and they have, you know, a daughter and they're trying to find another way to connect. Have you, you know, had much experience with that within the club, or how's the women's side of things going?
Like coaching?
Yeah.
I actually stepped in to help last year to coach. So this year I've taken it on full time. My youngest son's in the team. But I love it. And we do have a little girl in our team and she's just gorgeous. She beats all the boys a lot of the time.
Oh, so it's a mixed team. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're all mixed up to, I think, under 15s. But yeah, I just love it. I loved coaching the kids. Yeah, they're just...
How many nights a week are you guys training or coaching?
Yeah, we do 2 days a week for 8s and above. Because in rugby, there's a lot to learn. You got your tackle, your ruck. There's so much to learn. So you need to do those 2 days a week to teach the kids safely. The under 7s, they're just touch rugby. So they just do 1 night a week for an hour. So yeah, pretty much, 2 days a week for most of the kids, hour to hour and a half, depending on how they're behaving and whether you want to call it early. But yeah, it's about it.
And then what about the games? Is that on a Saturday or a Sunday on the weekend?
It's on Saturday. Yeah, the little ones are normally around 8 and then it goes up through the ages.
8 a.m.'s not too early.
Nah.
Only when you have to travel to Ettalong.
Oh,
then
gosh.
Then it
it's
gets,
winter.
yeah, it's winter. And it's raining.
Yeah, so how many people are in the comp? How far do you guys have to travel for games?
Probably that's our furthest game. We're probably the most northern club at Budgie. Other than that, maybe Avoca would be a far trip.
Yep.
Apart from that, that's about it.
It's only
all coastal.
Terrigal and all the rest are like Arimba, Gosford, Carry On. They're all only half an hour.
Yeah.
So
But you
that's
much
not too bad.
prefer the home oval?
Definitely.
There's
Yes,
no place like home, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I would love to hear a little bit more about girls playing rugby because, you know, I know when I was growing up, my brother played rugby himself and all I wanted to do was jump on the field and run around and tackle the boys. But, you know, I was a girl. Girls aren't allowed to play. But, you know, times have changed over the years and there's more and more girls playing rugby union these days. So
We've actually got heaps of girls at the club. We had our first junior 7s side last year.
all female?
All female.
Awesome.
Yeah, so outside of that, there is the mixed teams. And our women's team just started up 2 years ago as well in our senior club. So, yeah, women's rugby is definitely coming back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of females both in the junior and in the senior side as well. Have you got a lot of the senior players being a role model for the juniors as well?
Yeah, so we tried to start that a lot last year, but with COVID it was a bit hard to...
Facilitate.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've got a lot of plans this year to get the junior girls training with the women's. Yeah, so I've got heaps of stuff in the mix this year, which would be great because we trained with them a little bit last year and the little ones love training with the women's. Just obviously the experience. Yeah, so definitely going to focus on that more this year.
Awesome. Have you had any parents who were like, oh, this is dangerous, like for their little girl or son as well, who were a bit concerned about playing like a contact sport? Or what would you really say to them to alleviate their anxieties?
I actually started to play 2 years ago, which is something like I never thought I would ever do. Definitely not the best player, but the social side, as Steve said, going through like rugby, the friends you get is just a bonus. But my daughter has started to play this year. She started to train. I think it's powerful. Like I think it's if your daughter wants to do it, I think let her go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me playing, like personally, it gives you a lot of, I don't know the word. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
It makes you feel strong. The social side's great. The fitness side's great. So when my daughter wanted to play, I encouraged it.
Do you ever like, you know, look at the other team and you look at someone and you've got the ball and someone's coming for you and you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to smash me. Like,
all the time?
Yeah. What do you like?
Yeah.
Do you run away? Like, no, you can't run away. But
No, you focus on what you've done at training and you
Head
get
down.
low and
Yeah. You just
Yeah,
don't run
do your
straight
best.
at them.
don't run
Don't
straight.
run straight at them.
So what? Okay, so say never played rugby before, thinking about starting, getting involved. What sort of tips would you give any newbies?
Come on down.
Come to training. Because if you come to training, you can see what it's like. You get taught the safety side of it, how to tackle properly, which is the biggest key. If you get taught to tackle properly, you've really got no problems.
just
And
gotta
just
try it. Just
have a
gotta
go.
try it.
Yeah.
Contact. Yeah, a lot of people get scared from the contact. They think, that is.
I don't want to be
something-
hurt.
Yeah, but as Steve said, like once you've trained and you practice and you have your first game, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah,
So it's not about hurting the other team. Like, it's not that physical hurting the other team. There's a safe way to kind of,
Yeah.
tackle someone.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter what sport you play, you can get injured. I got more injured playing touch footy than I did playing rugby.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just because it's a different game, and I got more or lower leg injuries anyway from touch football. So it seems dangerous, but it's not at all. It's good fun for the kids.
So what nights are you training?
we check the women's.
Yeah, what night do the women train? If any girls want to pop down, have a look, see what you're up to, and then, walk over and have a little chat afterwards if they're keen to join in.
We train same nights as juniors. Juniors are 5 to 6. We're 6 till 7:30. But yeah, anyone's always welcome. We're always taking new players, and we have a great team. Everyone gets along real well. Definitely encourage anyone who wants to try it to come down. Yeah, always
Awesome.
welcome.
Yeah,
So-
so every Tuesday, Thursday.
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Thursday
Yeah.
then. All right. And so when does the season actually kick off?
I think 10th of April is a gala day. That's in the middle of the school holidays. And then the following week, so that'll be the 17th, I think is the first round game. That's to be confirmed, though.
Yeah, no worries. So there's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
time,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
the
plenty
Regos
of
will
time.
still be open anyway, even though the season's begun. So we've spoken a little bit about sponsorship, because you obviously rely on that to, raise money to keep the club going. Do you have any community events or do any kind of fundraising activities as well during the season or even outside of the season?
We have a fantastic trivia night.
Really? When's the trivia night?
We haven't set a date yet. We had to cancel that last year because of COVID. So we'll sit down as a committee, come up with a date, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, no worries. It'll be on the Proud to be a Coastie website on our community page anyway. So if you do want to head along to the trivia night, there's a link in our show notes here. And if you do want to get involved into the sponsorship, please help out. The money goes directly back into the club. So I want to hear a little bit more. You've got these plans for this season. Do you have a goal of the number of, do you have a number of registrations of players that you want to have? Is that what you're aiming for each year
That's pretty much it. So each year, if we could grow by 20 kids, we'd be happy.
Keep our under sevens full.
Yeah, so going back 7 years ago, Brad and I sat down and said, well, a 10-year plan is to try and get every age. So that's pretty much from 6s to 17s. So this is our 7th year, and we're pretty much on track to do that. So hopefully within another 3-4 years, we can have every single age, which the club's never been close to doing before. So this year, if we could get up to 160, 170 kids, would be, as a committee, as a club, would be ecstatic.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, seems like you're on track to reach that
Yeah,
target anyway.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of new kids registering, so that's good signs. And I know my team, every single kid has come back. I know a lot of the other teams, Stacey's team in the 10s, there's 2 or 3 new kids already, plus everyone else has come back. So things are looking really up.
Yeah, retention's fantastic at our club
Yeah.
because it's the atmosphere, the culture down there. It's fantastic.
You join, you're a part of something, you don't want to leave.
Exactly. You're welcome.
So it's
Bring a
not
friend.
necessarily about, I want to play first grade. I want to be I want to win the comp. And then you kind of, because there are some players out there, who jump from club to club trying to,
Trophy hunters. Yeah.
yeah, there's a
Well,
word for it.
Our first opportunity to play in a grand final was this year with a junior side because up until they're 11, it's no grand final. So we had an opportunity to do that this year with Steve's team, that first team that he built up 7 years ago.
So is it the
they
same
won.
boys?
Yeah, and they won the comp.
Awesome.
So there is
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's not about winning. It's a nice thing to do though.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you've 7 years you've been training them for.
Yeah, so there was 2 of the kids were in the first year, and then year by year there's been 4 or 5 added, and most of them have been must be 4 or 5 years in the team. So to win that grand final was pretty cool for them. They loved it.
So you've definitely seen their skills progress over the years then?
Yeah, for sure. That's why we coach them, to try and improve their skill set. And that's the best part about coaching for me, is you teach them something during the week and then see them actually perform it on the field. And that's just a proud moment as a coach.
Steve was crying all grand final day.
Me and Stacey.
all
Yeah.
grand final day.
Yeah.
Because they're even though they're not your kids, they're your surrogate children, you're their
Yeah.
coach, you're
Yep.
really invested in them.
Yeah. And from a club point of view, it was our first grand final win, I think, in 10 years, I think.
It was a special day.
Yeah, it was a pretty special day, and some of those players that played in that grand final come and handed the jerseys out to the kids before they went on. So just that sort of part of the club is what we're trying to build. Yeah.
So how did you guys celebrate that win? That's huge.
Shoeies.
Cheers!
We were politically correct.
Oh, the
Yeah.
adults.
Yeah, it was just back at the clubhouse after the grand final, and put a
Kids
feed
went
on.
home to bed early.
No, the kids. Well, it rained all day.
Yeah, they were
and
running
they
around
just
in the
stayed on
rain.
the oval for
They didn't care.
hours. They just had a ball, and the parents had a ball inside the clubhouse. So it was good.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a great achievement. So we're chasing sponsorship as well for this season. So if you do want to join as a sponsor, visit the website. The link's in the show notes. And if you wanted to register, the link's also in the show notes there. They're encouraging you to come along and be a part of it. So every Saturday, all around the coast, you're playing rugby union. If you had one thing to say to someone who's never played rugby union before and is thinking about getting involved, what do you think you'd say?
Ooh.
You can think about it.
Adult or child?
Well, maybe we can do a bit of both. I feel like the language is a little bit different there, isn't it?
Yes. No, okay, so it's safe. It's a very safe sport. IRB, which is International Rugby Board, they're constantly modifying rules to keep on top of safety and catastrophic injury. So it's very, very safe. Scrums have been modified. Old days you were hearing horror stories about broken necks and things like that. Doesn't happen in our game anymore, luckily. So it's a safe, fun activity. That's how I'd sort of sell it. Safe, fun activity.
Yeah, good.
For the women's, now I'm going to go back.
That's all right. That's why we edit this.
For the women, I would just say come and try it. And honestly, it's so fun. We have the best bond between us girls. There's such a different mix
Just
between all of us.
Random people that you're
Well,
look around.
Our youngest is 17 and our oldest is 42. So it's just,
A weird bunch of people that you probably never would have connected with outside of this sport, and
Yeah.
you've just formed these like lifelong bonds.
it's just back to what Steve says, like the bonds and the friends and family that you create amongst the club is just, and now that we get to pass it on to the kids, like all our kids are sort of growing up together, and it's just the best. It is. It's just a great club, great family club. To kids that want to try it, I'd just say the same thing too. Just come and try it. You know, you'll get so many friends. We're such, I keep saying it, but we're such a great club. We are. We're just...
Seems like the culture is really, really, really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what would you say, Steve?
Yeah, same. It's just the same thing for me. It's just the mates you get out of it, the friendships you get out of it. Even back in my early league days, I've still got friends from when I was 10. So just from that team. And it's just, that friendships you make for life. And that's the biggest part that I like out of team sports and our club.
Well, definitely come along, make some friends, sign up.
Yep.
If you want to sponsor, you can do that. I do have one more question. You're probably going to give me a dirty when I ask this. But what is the difference between rugby union and rugby league?
Heaps.
Heaps.
Yeah.
Well, you both have like the oval shaped balls. You both have the
Yep.
same kind of like goals, right?
It's very similar. Like you're trying to score a try. And if you score more tries and score more points, you win. But rugby league, you get 5 tackles, then you've got to kick it, and it's their turn to run. But in rugby union, you can have 50 as long as you don't lose the ball, and you've got to protect your ball. So in league, you just get tackled, get up, play the ball. But in rugby, you got to, when you get tackled, the other team can come and steal it. So
Ooh.
you have to protect the ball, and that's what the kids love about playing rugby union is that side.
So it's more focused on the ball and protecting the ball
Yeah.
than like whacking and hitting the other team. You're really like,
Yeah.
protecting that.
Yeah, so you just want to hold on to the ball, and just if you hold on to the ball most of the game, you're going to win, pretty much, Brad.
Yeah, real scrums in rugby union. Just like Steve said, it's more about the ball. I've seen it at junior level, the league, where it's up to the coach to decide who gets to run the ball with the littler kids. And we don't have that in our game because, like Steve said, ball can be stolen off you. So you can go and get the ball if you want it that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot different to league.
So that help, or
Yeah, definitely.
you'll still be confused if you watch it, but the kids that come and play it, they absolutely love it. I had 3 kids that played both last year, league and union, and
In the same season?
yeah, same season. So
What
they
is
just kind of
is Saturday
both
like
Saturdays.
union?
No, it
Oh,
was
both on Saturdays.
So they just played kind of both when they could, or they'd pick one if they both clashed. And 2 of them are just playing rugby this year, so they loved it. They loved it that much.
Yeah, awesome. Do you have any like feel good stories, you know, something that like makes your heart warm, like your proud coach moment, or, you know,
Grand final will be for Steve.
Yeah, definitely. As you said, to coach them for so long, and then first chance win a grand final. That was pretty cool. Just not for me, but from a club point of view, it was pretty special for the club, and how well they played that day. They couldn't have played any better. And as a coach, that's all you want.
yeah, definitely.
Job done, I think.
Yeah.
Mine would, and it always is, presentation day. It's like Christmas for me because every child that plays gets a trophy, and the little ones, like the 5-6-year-olds.
It's probably their first time ever getting a trophy too.
Yeah, and that's my feel good, watching those little kids smile and getting their
Yeah,
trophy,
for sure.
and then later snapping it in the car park.
Yeah, dropping it, then there's tears.
Yes.
But, yeah.
But yeah, everyone gets a trophy, and that's my feel good time is presentation day.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm a new coach, so for me it's just seeing the excitement in the kids' faces. You know, the little bonds they create amongst each other. yeah, I just love that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell you guys are really passionate about the club and coaching and the committee and just everything that you do. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come in and chat with us. We've got Brad Young, Steve Tubner and Stacey Wilson with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us here today, Brad Young, Steve Tubner and Stacey Wilson. It was a great show. If you want any information on the North Lakes Rugby Club, please see our show notes. Catch you next time, Coasties.